I'm Adam Salmon, founder and CEO of Inflectra. We also have Andras from Mortov and Andras from Mortov, Berta from Mortov, Peter Klopfer from Mortov, and we have from the case study client, Zoltan Sandra. And we'll be presenting today, so we appreciate your time. And here's the agenda. First of all, we'll do a brief overview of both companies, so you know who Inflectra is and Mortov. We'll then be doing the case study, which will be some slides around the value and how they approached this for the customer. Again, Hungary's largest lottery. And after that, they'll be moving into a live demonstration of how they use SpiraTeam for this project. So if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A window and we will get started. So first of all, I'm again Adam Sandman, founder and CEO of Inflectra. So it's been a passion of mine for the last 18 years building the company, and Inflectra really stands for delivering quality and value. And when we talk about quality, we're talking a lot more than just testing. People often talk about testing, software testing, exploratory testing, automated testing. We believe that quality is a lot more than just that. Testing is a method. Quality is an outcome and a culture. And so at Inflectra, we want to help our clients and customers and partners deliver quality at scale and at speed. We believe that if you look at these statistics here, that as an industry, in the software industry at least, we don't necessarily do a particularly good job around quality. A lot of time is spent doing rework, fighting fires, fixing things that should never go into production. We do some automated testing, but we haven't really necessarily gotten the full value out of that. And a lot of times we have bad customer experience and bad user experience with our products. So even if the product is released on time and on budget, it didn't meet the requirements, and the users don't get the value from the software that was intended. So when you think about all those things, to me, that's what quality is. Quality is not just does the software work, does the software meet the needs of the users? Does it deliver business value to the end user, to the business line user, to the product owner? So really, it's a much more holistic view of quality, fitness for purpose, really. And so at Inflectra, we really believe that's an important thing to strive for. We also believe at Inflectra that you can have quality, compliance, and agility at the same time. So a lot of our customers work in regulated industries like financial services, healthcare, insurance, banking, government, engineering, automotive, aerospace, and other industries that have very critical needs for delivering software that has to work well, and has to meet the users' needs, and have data privacy and security and meet all the compliance and rules, things like DORA, ISO 27001, et cetera, et cetera. At the same time, businesses need to deliver software and systems faster using AI and AI solutions. If you don't release the software fast enough, you won't be able to beat your competitors and you will be obsolete. So at the same time as being able to move fast, be agile, deploy new and innovative capabilities like AI and DevOps and CI/CD, you have to be able to also meet all the regulations and be compliant. So to bridge that gap, the Inflectra suite offers a way. Our platform consists of the different products, SpiraTeam, Test and Plan, together with add-ons for automated testing, exploratory testing, data synchronization, and IT service management. All this rolled together helps bridge that gap. And we do it for various different personas and people who use our software, the managers, the developers, and the testers, plus other people like the business owners, business analysts, IT, security. There's a whole bunch of people who all get involved in making this happen. The other thing about Inflectra is we believe that when you take this ability to combine the best of agile, the best of quality, put them together, you can deliver amazing results. You can deliver software at a 70% lower cost. You can have 80% more test coverage, and you can have 30% more efficiency. And that sounds maybe too good to be true, but we believe it's possible using our products and with our partners. At Inflectra, we do believe in innovation, and we have been innovating significantly in the last 18 months around generative AI. In both our Spira and Rapise platforms, we have embedded AI functionality. We're innovating even faster this year. We're working with Amazon Web Services, AWS, to innovate and release more functionality. And we're looking at the entire life cycle and how we can use AI, not just to deliver software faster, but deliver software better. Higher quality, less issues, less risks using AI. And of course, as a company, we recognize that our customers are using a variety of different tools and solutions. Technology tool chains are complicated. You go into any enterprise, and there's probably hundreds of different tools all working together, or maybe not working together. And we want to make those as seamless as possible. So at Inflectra, we've got strong integrations, strong relationships with a lot of the major players like Atlassian, Microsoft, ServiceNow, Salesforce, GitHub, GitHub, and Microsoft in general, as well as a variety of open source tools. So we can give you the best of breed solution all connected together and deliver value regardless of which tools you're using. So that's a little bit about Inflectra. With that, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Andras and Mortov to talk about Mortov, our key strategic partner on this project.
Okay, thanks a lot, Adam. Please go to the next slide. So just in a nutshell, Mortov is an all-purpose IT company based in Hungary, in Budapest, but we have a presence in Central Eastern Europe. We have 3 offices, approximately 150 colleagues, and we are a pretty matured company with an experience of more than 20 years. As I told before, we are, let's say, an all-purpose company. So what we do, we are doing IT outsourcing from the expert level to the whole processes. We also deliver end-to-end projects in different domain. So, for example, in the manufacturing or food processing industry, we are pretty strong. We also have some solutions. We are implementing RPAs, software robots. We are a partner of UiPath and also Microsoft in that part. And as I told, we have a pretty good manufacturing and industrial background. And we also do it in a nearshore way. So we are here in the middle of Europe, so we can work both to Europe, Middle East, and or very close to us. Yeah, so the biggest team in our company is the development team. We are working with all kind of let's say modern technologies and all, but we are also good in some legacy technologies like C++, embedded C, and so on. So we can cover all kind of needs from that point of view. Next, and which is important, and why we are here also, that we are a partner of Inflectra as well, and we are implementing test management solutions and doing test automation as well. In the testing, we are doing we have test resources. So as I told, we can outsource only one person, but also a complete process. And we are also implementing the test automation tools, and we are implementing test management as well. We also have consultants. What we do is project management, and also we have some general consulting people as well. We are implementing, as I told, RPA, but also we implemented Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, and SpiraTeam, of course. That's the main focus right now. And last but not least, we have a business intelligence team as well, where we are doing implementation of big data architectures based on different kind of technologies. And we also have a data warehouse and a visualization team. We are working with, again, some legacy tools like SAP Business Objects, but also with some pretty edge tools like Power BI, Tableau, and other, let's say, more up-to-date solutions. And I think that's what I wanted to tell about Mortov. Our customer is Szerencséjáték ZRT, which is the biggest lottery company of Hungary, and I would give the word to Zsolt.
Thank you so much, Andras. Thank you so much for giving the overview of Mortov. And Zsolt, I'd like to hand over to you.
Okay, so let's get started. Welcome, everyone. This is Zsolt Dévényi from Szerencséjáték ZRT, the Hungarian national lottery company. Let me introduce myself. I have been working in IT for about 15 years and around 10 years in testing. I joined the company 3 years ago as the head of the IT test management. During my career, I have worked with several testing super applications. I can safely say that SpiraTeam is a user-friendly system that can be used to track testing tasks related to IT development. My presentation have 4 topics. The first will be very short, introduce about the company. The second part is about the test management department. The next part will be about how to use SpiraTeam in the company, and the last part will be the question and answer part. So, what can I say about us? Our company is a 100% state-owned Hungarian national gambling organizer company. What do we offer? We offer lottery games, scratch cards, both paper-based and online scratch card, and sports betting services. We have nearly 7,000 seller points across the country, and 5 million people play with us at least once a year. Our company is a member of the European Lotteries and the World Lottery Association, and we are very proud to be certified both bodies as a responsible gambling organizer. Okay, after our company introduction, let me introduce our test management team. Our tasks include the full test lifecycle support, that means coordination, management, manual and automated testing, test data creating, and test environment supporting. We talk to the client, the business department, developer, and project manager on a daily basis. And of course, we try handle all challenges occur during testing with respect of the deadlines. Our test management units are following the head of the test manager team in person. We have a test coordination unit, including the test managers, colleagues, and the manual tester team leader. And we have two other units, the manual software testers unit and the auto software testers unit. Okay, what type of testing we ask? Mostly we do functional testing. As you can see on this slide, we do smoke tests, interface tests, regression tests, functional tests, front and back end GUI, and system integration test. The smoke and the regression test both tested by manual and automated. The interface tests are full automated, and the functional and the system integration test executed only by our manual testers. And of course, we make user acceptance tests too, but for that the business is responsible. Okay, the next slide, as you can see, is about our SpiraTeam usage. So I will talk about what feature we use in the system and how. In the SpiraTeam, we create a project for a development or a development package within which we keep track of testing progress, be it manual or automated testing results. And we, of course, we manage the bugs, and of course, we create many reports. Among the feature provided by SpiraTeam, we use almost all of them. There are only few features that are not in use because these typical tasks are managed within the organization in Jira or Confluence. But my team working to change this as soon as possible because we would like manage everything in the SpiraTeam. Okay, the next slide. What are these features we use on a daily basis? We record to SpiraTeam the requirements, the test cases, test sets, incidents, releases. All of them we customize our process, and we of course use the test traceability function, automating test integration, and reporting functionalities. Most of time we use SpiraTeam migration tool to import data from Excel to SpiraTeam. We love it. And of course, we also use function that I tie to admin privilege, for example. Okay, that is briefly what I wanted to say to you. The next part will be a demo of our process in SpiraTeam.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Hegedűs. I am a senior test manager at SpiraTeam ZRT. Let's jump into the features we use and how we use them. Let me log into SpiraTeam first. Here we go. But before I go deeply to use features, I would like to talk about data exports that Jolt already mentioned and other extra features we use in SpiraTeam. Most of the time, we use SpiraTeam migration tool to import data from Excel to SpiraTeam. We import test cases, releases, and requirements from Excel. Let me talk briefly about the additional features too. we use. We use customizable workflows, also using default workflows in some cases, customizable priority and severity values for incidents, and we also use the default values as well, custom properties and editable custom list, filters. We are saving filters. Mostly we use filters for incident filtering, notification events from SpiraTeam, and notification templates as well. There are some default templates what we use, and we also customize some. LDAP configuration for employee integration into the Spira, and for third-party integration for test automation and web services. Now, let me represent our use functions via sample project based on our mostly used SpiraTeam template, what you can see on my screen. Let me go to the artifacts section. So namely under the artifacts planning menu, we use requirements and releases. Let me pick on the requirements first. Our most used test technique is a requirement-based testing, where test cases are designed based on the test objectives and test conditions that are derived from requirements. This testing strategy is well supported by SpiraTeam, as the requirements traceability can be tracked very easily, where every requirement can be tracked back to its responding test case, ensuring full coverage and alignment between the requirements and the final product. As you can see on my screen, there are the requirements we are recorded already. As you can see, there is the lottery game, and you can see underneath they are separated the front-end requirements and back-end requirements. And you can also see a use case, it's recorded. For example, you can put a use case as an end-to-end payment process. And as you can see there, you can check the test coverage, also with the execution statuses, and for a requirement you can put an importance value if it's critical, medium, high, or low requirement. Also you can see and you can choose the statuses and the type as well. All right, let me move to the releases. The release management function provided by SpiraTeam helps us to standardize the release and deployment schedule and ensure the appropriate information is documented effectively each time a release is required. This feature ensures that the resulting test runs and incidents are associated with the correct release of the system throughout our testing. As you can see on my screen, there are the releases we are recorded already. There you can see an ID for the release, the name of the releases. You can also see the test coverage if it's linked to the actual release, the start and the end date of the release, and you can also choose a type if it's a major, minor release, or it's a sprint or a phase. You can also see the versions as well, and the status of the actual releases. All right, let's move to the other part, which is the testing. Apart from this feature, we use test cases, test sets, and also test runs. We are using the automation host as well, but I'm not going to represent that one today. So let's start with the test cases. Okay, let me show you the test cases and how we upload and organize them. Let me just open these folders under the root folder and make it more visible. Under the root folder, we organize our test cases in a folder structure-based hierarchy. Depending on the release, back of the specific development, we organize our tests by features or functions. There you can see features or functions, or by test types, for example, integration, regression, or is it a smoke test, or simply using the same folder structure for requirements and test cases. There you can see the requirement-based structure. With these methods, testers can group related test cases and organize them systematically in folders. Let me just clear my filters. And now you can see my root folder, and there are the folders underneath the root folder. And you can also see the execution status of the folder. So if I go back to the root folder, there are the three folders. You can see the last executed date as well, statuses, and etc. All right. let's move to the test sets. Our test sets usage is quite similar to our test case usage. We also use the folder structure-based hierarchy and group them systematically in folders. And as a unique example for grouping test sets, when we use them for regression test cases, we're mostly planning our tests week by week. And we name our test sets by week numbers. As you can see on my screen, there's a regression test folder, and there are the week numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this makes our life really easy when we are planning the regression test, what we are going to do on week 3, on week number 1, week number 2, and week number 3. Then let's move to the third part, which we are using under the testing menu, which is a test runs. Okay, so there you can see all of the test runs we are executed. And for an example, I will filter on one test run to show you how the test run looks like and how we are using it. Here we are. So there you can see this one is a failed status for this test case, and there is a screenshot just as an example, and you can also see the linked incidents to the test steps, which makes our life really easy because we have a full traceability where we can see which incident is linked which test case, and that test case is linked to which requirement or release, so we can see the full coverage when we are doing our testing. All right, after the test runs, let me move to the last part, which is the tracking menu. And under the tracking, we are only using incidents. So this is going to be the last one where I was planning to show you. Let me open the incidents. So as you can see on my screen, there are a list of the recorded incidents. What you can see is the name of the incident. There is also the ID for it, the type, the statuses of the actual incidents, the priority and severity values, the creation date, an owner, and just to show you how we are recording an incident, let me click one specific. Okay, so you can see there is a name of the incident. As a type, we are using 4 types: change request, consultancy ticket, incident, or a new request. The status is always the new one. This one is the default for the newly created tickets. There is the detected release. So now the incident will be connected to the actual release. Priority and severity values, we are using the default values, and we are using some customized fields. For example, if this incident is affected the system module or the function, so we are choosing which module is it, or we are using the environments, so it makes it really easy to identify on which environment we detected this bug. The platforms and the browser types as well, the affected development, and the test phase. So when we would like to go back and find out on which phase we detected this bug, it makes our life really easy. So if it's a security testing related bug, or the IT or the UAT phase, we can choose which test phase it's related to this incident. We are also using the attachment part where we can add any screenshots, video, any files, or any related informations to the incident. And I think that was what I was planning to show you today. So thank you very much for everyone. And if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thanks, Sandra. Excellent. And we do have one question in the Q&A, so I'll read that out. A question from an attendee was, how long did it take to fully implement SpiraTeam, and what were the biggest hurdles during adoption. I can't answer the question for this specific example, but if I go back to the presentation, so these are some of the average metrics. What we did is we talked to a lot of our customers and we got some of these metrics. And so that's the time that people were spending before they had SpiraTeam on various different tasks. And if you scroll down to this slide here, when we look at some of the case studies on our website, these are some of the improvements we've seen. So typically 70% lower cost. If they're coming from another tool, with like ALM or some of the older tools, typically there's a license cost is lower. Or to some of our customers, when they used older tools, they had to have a dedicated administrator. I know that one of our customers in Germany had to have a dedicated administrator just to manage ALM. With SpiraTeam, it was much easier to administer. So the tool was cheaper and you didn't need a dedicated person. So that was one of the benefits. Plus also, with the reporting and the dashboards allows other users to log into the system, and with concurrent licenses, they can all log in and see everything live. Whereas they used to have to prepare manual reports because of the licensing and send these out by email. So a lot of the time they were spending on the manual methods or working around the system, I think they saved. And then also the fact we can integrate different test automation tools allows you to have more coverage. It's not just manual testing anymore. And I think, as I mentioned, the overall efficiency, 30% more efficiency is typical just because, again, you're streamlining, you're integrating CI/CD, you can integrate Jenkins, X unit, J unit, N unit, Selenium, Playwright, Cypress. So whatever you're using, you can integrate it. So I think a lot of our teams find they get more efficient because they're not doing all this work in one system than another system. They could log a ticket in Spira, it goes into Jira, that sort of thing. So I think people have seen some of those benefits. I can only speak to it in a general sense. And then another question, what advice would you give to other companies looking to modernize their test management processes?
I would keep my eyes on the modern technologies. So right now AI as it's in Inflectra solutions as well. So right now I would use AI for test automation and for generating test cases. That would be my best guess right now.
And as I mentioned, we do have that functionality that's now available to do that using Azure or OpenAI or AWS. So I think you're right. I mean, there's a lot of emphasis on how to use AI for testing in different ways. I think that was the last question I have. Thank you to our panelists, and thank you to Sandra, who couldn't be here, but for recording that great video. Thank you for Mortar for co-sponsoring this with us. We will also be doing webinars, as I mentioned, in the future on topics related to AI and testing. So if you're interested, please sign up for those events, and see you in the future. Thanks everyone for, again, helping me run this. I really appreciate the collaboration between Inflectra and Mortar, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.